just my dumb nerd thing. It's just my dumb nerd thing. It's just my dumb nerd thing. It's just my dumb nerd thing.
Okay.
All right.
The Heiress. That's the Bo-Katan intro episode.
Bo-Katan introduced Quarren.
This episode gets minus points for the fact that they
steal the ship, right?
They get yeah. So they get rescued by Bo-Katan, and Mando's like, I don't want to work with you people. And he gets back to shore, and then he gets attacked, and then they rescue him again, and he's like, okay, I'll work with you.
That is kind of how you do it.
But nothing changes, and he was already saved by her. I don't know. But
I agree. It would be better if he saw her, said, you are not Mandalorians, blah, blah, blah. Then she has to save him.
Right.
Yeah. That's not, I agree, minus points, but not minus a lot of points.
It also gets minus points for the time they made Katie Sackhoff in live action go, Dank Ferrick.
Dank Ferrick.
She goes, Dank Ferrick.
Yeah, but she was in the Clone Wars. She was just happy to get a fucking crumb of that live action paycheck. I give this minus points because this was the beginning of the end. This was Bo-Katan into Bo-Katan into Ahsoka into Luke Skywalker into Luke Skywalker again in the Book of Boba Fett into the disaster that is season 3. That being said, I like Bo-Katan quite a lot. I think she's easy on the eyes, if you know what I'm saying. I like that she's in a wig. I think she's a piece of knocking the boots kind of girl. You know, she's, what can I say? The chicken parm, you know, you get to put it on the spaghetti. Everybody who knows what I'm saying knows what I'm saying. But it's not a bad episode from start to finish. Titus Welliver is in it, which is weird, and he takes a pill that electrocutes his mouth, which is weird.
Yeah.
Moff Gideon is he's perfect in that episode because established as a threat, still the bad guy. You know, he's a guy you want to see destroyed. He's a force to be reckoned with.
I like the world they go to.
Definitely great world building.
And the Quarrens.
The star of the show, of course, is in the thumbnail. That's his comfy sweater. That looks like it's straight out of Old Navy. It's just straight up from Earth.
It's awesome.
I think I want to put this in B.
B. I was just thinking B. I want to put it in B. Yeah, because it doesn't
do
a whole lot, but it's some quality.
Definitely self-contained.
You know, it's kind of the same as like C tier, or I guess it's like B tier. It's the same as.
It's worth watching. I'd rather you're happy you watched it. Doesn't change the way. Yeah. Doesn't change the way mustard tastes.
That's true.
You can't ask it.
Speaking of changing the way mustard tastes.
Easiest S of my life. That is my favorite.
This is the Cobb Vanth episode.
This is my favorite Mando episode.
Cobb Vanth versus the Krayt Dragon.
It's everything that Mando is. It's like everything it stands for. It does. It has the perfect amount of, like being connected to the larger Star Wars universe. I will dock it 2 points. 1 for Boba Fett just showing up at the end. And 2 for it's Anakin's pod race. I wish it was a different pod race that was converted.
Yeah.
But whatever. What are you gonna do? This is to me is the best. It's a shame we are getting it so early because this is my absolute favorite Mandalorian episode.
This has because it's a great embodiment of what's great about the Mandalorian.
Yeah, it is the Mandalorian it is a microcosm.
It takes like stuff like Tatooine, Boba Fett's armor, and it takes you to a place, Tuskens, Krayt Dragon, place you haven't been to on Tatooine.
Something you really haven't seen. I mean, the Krayt Dragon. What percentage of Star Wars fans have seen the Krayt Dragon? I'm huge into Star Wars, and I had never seen it before then.
You do fight a Krayt Dragon in KOTOR,
right? But but like I said, that's a pretty small percentage in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
Like, this is a show your dad can watch.
Right. Your
dad can't play KOTOR, generally.
And so, and then you get the Boba Fett armor in a completely new context.
Yeah.
And, it's also is,
the guy has no connection to Boba Fett.
What's the Mandalorian about? It's about a guy who's a Mandalorian learning about not being a Mandalorian. And him seeing somebody in Mandalorian armor using it for good in a way not, traditional of Mandalorians is great.
And I love that he's looking for Mandalorians. And they say, there's sightings of a Mandalorian. Not only is he not a Mandalorian, he doesn't even technically have I mean, he obviously has Mandalorian armor, but Boba Fett wouldn't consider himself a Mandalorian. Yeah. So it's just a
like learning more about the Tuskens having to bring together the communities of Cobb Vanth's town and the Tuskens to work together to beat the Krayt Dragon. It's just like it's just so solid. It's crazy. Also, Timothy Olyphant is fucking
he's
sexy
awesome
as hell.
He's so good.
Oh my god.
He just is like he's a perfect fit.
He fits in so, and you know what? He's
I mean, he is playing Raylan Givens, which is great, which is a good thing.
But it's like Bill Burr. He's a guy who's in it playing
a guy you know.
Playing a guy you know.
A guy who you don't think would be in Star Wars.
He's a guy you wouldn't think to be in Star Wars, but just fits so well, kind of because of that.
We'll talk about this again when we get to
we'll get to it.
Some later ones.
Truth
hurts.
Can't say enough good things about the Marshal. It's like it brings up season 2 of The Mandalorian like an extra tier because of how great it is.
Definitely, it is. Yeah.
It would be S+ if Cobb Vanth went to continue on. If Cobb Vanth kept the armor at the end, it would be S+ in my personal opinion.
Yeah, Mando should see that he is doing good for the town and say, you know what?
Yeah,
I'll find other Mandalorians. You keep it.
Yeah.
All
right. Next up this is weird that it's out of order. Like, what if we? Okay. Yeah, let's put this in order.
21, 22, 23. Perfect.
Okay. All right. So,
right, back to the beginning.
We got the pilot here. And I like the pilot a lot. I think it's very good. I think it introduces everything really well. It also, I mean, it has
I can bring you in
a great
warm.
Introduction to him. I can bring you in warm.
I can bring you in cold.
It's a great intro. I actually think it's one of the weaker pilots.
Great armor.
And it's like now looking back at season 3, it's like this thing is a fucking like solid gold.
Yeah. I remember it's so funny. What was it? Oh yeah. Our close good friend Star Wars Explained being like, oh, the cameo of Lizzo and Jack Black in season 3 is totally already like something par for the course for Mandalorian because episode 1 had Brian Posehn.
Who the fuck is Brian Posehn?
Where to?
You know, famous.
Not a cameo, just a guy looking for work. He said, "Oh, I'll be in this fucking Star Wars show."
A+ superstar comedic. I mean, I like Brian Posehn. He's a great comic book writer.
I have no idea who he is.
He's a great comic book writer.
You can't tell me that's a cameo.
It's not a cameo.
Lizzo is a cameo.
Yeah.
And what a cameo.
Anyways, so I would put this up in A, personally. I think IG-11's good. The moment where IG-11 goes to shoot him and then he gets shot in the head is really well done, I think.
Definitely. IG-11 is set up really well, and he comes back later in a great way. It's having him. And even the comedy stuff
fucking
works.
Awesome in it.
Werner Herzog is in it. I forget which parts he's in because he kind of remember all this 3. He's kind of all blends together, but
I think this is the one episode that is bounty hunting
is a complicated profession.
It's great.
Maybe the worst accent we've ever done. But
so yeah, I think it is really good. I think maybe there's like going like especially for going into it like expecting something
came out right before Rise of Skywalker, and obviously after Last Jedi and Solo, expectations were in the toilet, and I was certainly ready for this to be horrible, and then I was like, oh, like here we go. This is just gonna be. I wasn't sold on the pilot. I will give you that. But looking back now, yeah, it does
feels really good.
I don't know what I would change, and I don't know what I don't like about it now. I'll have to listen to the Mandalorian podcast. Boy, did that thing age like fucking milk.
Yeah. We love Cara Dune.
We love Cara Dune. We talk about like this show's gonna be great. Actually, I'm sure we say they're gonna fuck it up, and they do.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, that's funny.
Okay, yeah, I think we kind of have opposite opinions because episode 2, I'm not as big on as you.
No, I don't like it either.
Oh, okay.
Of the 3, it's by far the worst.
I would put it in B tier.
Yeah. The whole thing is Baby Yoda can use the Force, and it's like, okay.
Which
it's a long way to go to get there.
I mean, back then, we were they were like trickling information out.
Yeah.
I like.
Which is a good way to do it.
Oh man.
Is that when he learns to ride
wheel?
No, that's the first one.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, but Quill coming back and helping him and stuff. I mean, great.
Wait, is this
I
the one
really
with the
like Quill.
Jawas?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's a good use of Jawas. That
Yeah.
Jawas get overused in this show. They're no Tuscans. I mean, what happened in season 2, episode 1? It's not the same.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the dog. And what a dog!
What, dog?
Get her in shot. Get her in shot. I'll look stupid if they don't see a dog. There she is. There she is. Who's a big deal? Give a kiss. Oh, okay. You give me kisses all the time, but now that we're on stream, you want to? Thank you.
Oh, it's just behind the camera and the microphone right now.
It's happening. He's not moving her head up and down. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So I think B tier.
I mean, some episodes should have B tier episodes to make a great show. If every show a million and one things happen, it'd be too much.
Right. And then we'll come back to the sin. I think it's great because it's a great finale for Mandalorian could have ended after episode 3.
It's a great, it's definitely that could be the first 3 episodes could be 1, they could be 1 and 3. We've often said that this was
the script for the Boba Fett movie.
Yeah, 1, 3, 7, and 8. Whatever. Obviously, I think now we definitely could piece together what movie they were gonna make, but
yeah, I think it's great. I think oh man, there's the great moment where he reaches to pull the lever that's missing the ball.
Yep.
And that's what some of the
there is some of that stuff those
helmet
two,
acting.
some bullshit effect.
Showing 2 images next to each other, the images in the sequence implies relation.
A lot of stuff we haven't talked about. I mean, again, I haven't seen these episodes in a long time, but little stuff with Baby Yoda and Mando where he's kind of getting annoyed, but you can tell is becoming endeared to him, is sprinkled throughout these first 3 that you lose in a tier list.
Yeah.
But it's just all these great moments.
Yeah. All right, ATST episode with Cara Dune.
Love this
introduction.
Love this one.
This is a great one. Yeah, this one also. I mean, ATST being reused, great. It looks great. Cara Dune.
Cara Dune,
the character,
is terrible but only because it's so clear that she's in her infancy stages, and you know that the relationship is going to build, and she's going to become a different character, and then it didn't happen for whatever.
And then she went off to fight for special forces.
Whatever happened there.
What about Marshal Dune?
After she brought in Moff Gideon, she was recruited by Special Forces.
Gina Carano, thanks so much for stopping by.
Thank you. I'm not just stopping by. I'm
You're part of the thing now.
She says the New Republic, the government is too big, and she's joining a small militia. A small, heavily armed militia.
Heavily funded militia.
Yeah. Did you hear about the riots on Coruscant?
They weren't riots. They were fighting for freedom. They were defending freedom, Colin.
That's funny. I don't know how we've never done this bit, but
yeah, I would put this maybe even S tier.
I thought it was S until the Marshal just blew it out of the water.
Yeah, I would put it below the Marshal, but still S tier. It's high quality it's good TV.
It's not better than the 1-2 punch of episode 1 and 3 though.
That's true.
Are
these higher and this is lower? Does that feel? I feel like that feels better.
Yeah, I think it's funny because I don't like chapter 1.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say all right. S is 9 and 3, A is 1 and 4. Does that feel better?
Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah, thanks.
I'll take that. I do oh man, because episode 1 has the great introduction of the cult and the armorer. I do really like it, but it's okay. Okay, we got D or F. D. We're gonna put it in D because there's some F's coming up.
Nothing happens.
Episode 5,
really?
The Gunslinger. This is the Tatooine episode with the guy who is sitting in Han Solo's booth. There's a lot of repeated shots from A New Hope, which is not cute. It's not clever.
It's just
not
ripping
fun.
off.
It's boring and lame.
I mean, now I should just address the elephant in the room. We did put chapter 4 very high. You want to talk about the line between homage and ripping off? You definitely get.
They repeat it. They repeat a shot for some reason from Army of Darkness.
No, it's not from Army. It's from.
I guess you're right. You're right.
They're both pulling from.
Yeah, but you know what? If you copy shots from other better movies, that's fine. If you copy shots from
your own
your own
thing.
franchise, not fun.
Yeah, not fine.
I'll slice you in space.
Yeah, but this time I've got the money.
You do consider
especially
these the
if it's the same shots of the same things.
Exactly.
Not fun.
Also, Fennec Shand is like a one-off bounty hunter. It's fine. Like, throwaway and just throwaway things happen. It's like, not every... And then she plays a major fucking role from then on after she dies, which is stupid. Boba Fett shows up, so, like, he's a shadow, which is like, who gives a shit?
Who gives a shit? Yeah.
Yeah, D is fair. It's just not a lot
like
good
that
to say
guy,
about it.
The actor, I don't like the performance.
I don't like that
like
you're supposed to not like him.
Yeah.
It just feels lazy. He doesn't really have any redeeming qualities, which you kind of, if he was like put on this bravado, remember I talked about like Chris Pratt acting, he kind of does that at first and he's like, look, like I really need this, can you help me out? And you go to endear him over time. Nope, he's bad again. It's just stupid. And what's the point of this episode? Like, in terms of like the plot, what gets him from A to B? Mando learns not to trust people. He learns to become a loner.
I think it's about...
This is the first one with Amy Sedaris, who you thought she would be done.
I think it's like...
He needs to refuel and like, fine, I'll do this.
I don't know what it would be.
And then nothing happens. I think nothing happens, right? Because
maybe it's that bounty hunters are scum.
Yeah.
There are scum bounty hunters.
All right, let's keep this
Which,
in D before I put it in F.
You know what does a great job of showing that some bounty hunters are scum? The S tier episode.
This is a great episode.
Of The Prisoner, the Bill Burr episode, where they are freeing a prisoner. Turns out it's the guy. It's the Twi'lek that Mando used to fuck's brother, who she also fucks, and it's like, this episode is my personal favorite.
You have one of my favorite quotes of yours ever. I mean, that's all I'm doing today is quoting you, but. If this were a Marvel show or movie, then everyone would say it's like a horror movie.
It's like a horror movie because that one scene where all the lights turn red.
Yeah.
And Mando starts hunting them. But that is
it's great.
It's such a great episode of showing where Mando was and now where he is, and like him clashing with his previous life. But also like, and like
and forget all of that theme. It's really entertaining what happens
entertaining.
just from a boots on the ground perspective.
You don't like it's clearly like one hallway set, but it doesn't feel like it.
No,
Bill Burr, fucking for some reason Bill Burr just fits into Star Wars like a glove.
You wear it well.
Do we need to leave the room or something?
Roshian's been a little heartbroken since Mando left our group.
Oh, you gonna be okay, sweetheart? He never takes off the helmet? Maybe he's a Gungan. Is that why you so don't want to show your face? You ever seen his face?
A lady never tells.
Oh.
Well, he's not fantastic. This episode is not great because of Bill Burr. Which
no, but
obviously
he is.
Everyone knows what we're talking about.
I think
when we
he
say
fits
that.
in great in it. I think he fits in great in it. I think Clancy Brown's great in it. I think the sexy Twi'lek that Mando used to fuck is awesome in it. I think the guy from Lost that like gives him the job and is like, oh Mando, I see you're back.
Yeah.
What you honor us with your presence, asshole. Like, great vibes, fucking supreme storytelling. I think it's so entertaining. I love it.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Definitely agree on every aspect. It's another one. it's just like episode 9 where like if you can see one episode of The Mandalorian, this is not a bad one to see.
Yeah. Then we have the penultimate finale, which I think is great.
It's really not that great on its own.
No,
not a lot happens on its
really
own.
Judge,
and they're not really setting a lot up. It's just that everything happens.
I remember being pretty eager to see the next one.
Definitely. But
it ends with Quill's death,
which is good.
Which, I mean, that's ballsy. They haven't brought him back either.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Which is honestly crazy. The only thing that's happened that is stuck.
Yeah, I forget what happens in each individual episode because I didn't even see it for the first time on its own. I think I watched like the last.
Your shirt is the right color now.
That's hilarious. Hold on. That's really funny. That's really funny. That's really funny. But not funny.
That's the actual color that your shirt is for those of you at home.
Yeah, it's sort of a yellow situation going on here.
I would like to see the baby.
Yeah, I think I would put it in A.
Yeah, I would definitely put it in A. Below these other two, just because not much happens. And then to counter that, I would put this maybe an S.
I think I would put it in S too. It's a great finale.
It's a great finale.
Everything comes together from the.
Yeah.
Yeah, this episode, I think he goes to. I'm just trying to recount what happens. He goes to. Grief texts him. He gets Cara Dune and Queel, and he has to learn to trust IG-11, which is definitely the bulk of the.
Does he take his helmet off
story.
in this episode or the next?
No, in the next.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is perfect. And you can't.
You're right. Yeah, because Queel.
It's unfair to rank episode 7 lower because he doesn't do something that he should do in the finale.
I'm going to say something that might take 8 out of S for you. And that something is the name Jason Sudeikis.
I get that point. Do you get the point? Yes, I get the point. Okay.
F. F. Complete F. I forgot how long that sequence is.
A long one.
And it's so Taika Waititi.
Yeah.
Talk about humor that isn't going to age well. And it's just so, like, I hate when, like, outside jokes infiltrate Star Wars and, like, stormtroopers have bad aim. And especially when you get into, like, they don't in the original trilogy, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking terrible, but I won't rank it on the low. I try to be consistent and rank things based on the highs. And the highs are high. Everything comes together in a perfect way, and that episode loses nothing without that scene. Loses nothing. It seems to be almost like that should be on StarWars.com.
Yeah.
Like the day the episode, like
that. Yeah, definitely.
IG-88 does come and murk the fuck out of both of them, which
is great. Yeah,
very satisfying.
Which hilarious that Taika Waititi directed the episode and also plays the super badass in the episode.
Yeah.